Okay, so I'm going to run us through creating stock counts. Okay, so I'm just going to run it through as fast as I can. So the first thing is go to stock counts, right, and click on new. Okay, so you enter narration. So I'm doing November, that's just November. I mean, you can put any narration here. I'm just going to say November 2025. Okay, so after doing that, you then select the warehouse. That you're accounting for. So depending on the warehouse and who is going to count that warehouse. If it's one person, you just create the. So for instance, if I'm going to count for central store, maybe bar store, whichever store. So the warehouse and then select the user, right? The user will be user on the software, obviously. So if it's going to be the storekeeper, auditor, that is going to count, so then you initiate to that user. So that user will then be the person that will get a notification to count on Zoe inventory. Right, so if that person doesn't have access to Zoe inventory, they should request access and I will grant them access. Okay, so there is two things. Create, click on new, select the warehouse the accounting, and assign to a user, right? And then you say next. Once you say next, you say you've done this, which is the first section. The next section is to add items. So you just come and say select items, right? And ideally, the best option is just to, since you're counting everything, just say select all, right? That's just the best thing. So select all, and then you say add items, right? And then all your items in that location would have been added. And the next thing, just save. So once you save, this would have been initiated. You have to go, you see stand count has been assigned to me because I assigned it to myself, which is the same user. And you see it's yet to start. So ideally, if you gotten access to Zoe inventory, the best place to even use Zoe inventory is on your phone because I believe you're only going to be counting on Zoe inventory. So I'm just going to log into Zoe inventory on my device and initiate this count, right? Let me just switch. So I'm trying to do that now. Okay, so I'm signing to another account. So I'm just going to sign out and sign into this account. So doing that. So once you log into your Zoe inventory, because it's on my phone, you can't see it, right? You just scroll down, scroll down to the inventory section. Just keep going down. You see a section called okay, let me see. Inventory, yes, inventory. So on the section called inventory, you see another section under inventory, depending on what your house completed your screen is, but you see pending stock count. So I have four here, I'm just going to get four, and then I'll click on the one I just initiated. So just looking on my screen, looking at my screen, I'm going to refresh this. Right, so you see, so I'm starting initiating the count from my phone, right? So I'm being for those of us who have been in the training that we've done over time. So I'm initiating it from my phone, which just basically means this the status will not be in progress, right? So if you see my count now, it's going to be in progress, and I'll start counting. So you just enter the figures. It's easy. If you use a phone before, if you go to count with, do what I'm doing on my phone. So you right. So I'm just going to count a few items, but I don't want to count everything now, right? I'm going to count a few items, right? And the on Zoom inventory using the phone, you see there's a camera that pops up, but you don't have to take a picture. Now it's not necessary. Just enter the count figure. You can type in or use the plus to increase the number, right? If you have less, basically I just counting what you see. There's no plus or minus. Just put the exact number you counted. So after you've done that, you then save and submit on your phone, right? So you see, so depending on the option you have, just mark or count. So there are two options you might most likely see. Once somebody store counts, you're not able to edit it anymore. So I'm going to just say mark or counted as zero and submit. So anything I did not count, that means I did not see it. So I'm going to mark them as zero. That's what I'm telling the system, right? So anything I did not count, mark it as zero. So once I do that, it's going to count everything in central store, which is the store I picked, and anything I did not count, it's going to say they are zero because I did not see them. So I'm going to refresh this one more time so you see what has happened here. and you see that this then becomes pending approval. That means I've done my counting. So, and then the person that initiated it will then have to approve it, right? So if it was initiated by auditor and it was counted by the stores, the auditor doesn't need to come in and start approving. So approving basically means, okay, it has been counted on the form. I'm not going to look at it and say, okay. I mean, if it was a situation where the store was present when auditor was counting, auditor was present when store was counting, depending on what happens, then you don't need to come and be looking at it one by one again here, right? Except you just have the time and you want to look at it here one by one, and then say, okay, you approve this, you reject this. But I'm just going to do what I would normally do and just say bulk approve, right? So this is where you say bulk approve. After clicking on bulk approve, you just go, so it's going to do bulk approve or bulk rejects, right? So just proceed to approve. Now once you proceed to approve, it means you approve what was counted. That's what that means, right? And the next thing would then be to see it's completed, right? It's completed. So, and if you look at this screen here, it's telling you adjusted. That basically means once you complete it, it's going to adjust your stock. So, well, depending on, well, I think I got a question on this. So, once you complete your count, it will adjust whatever you have on the software to what you have physically. So you don't have to come and do any uploading, any other one. Okay, so this is your count, and the next month, everything will be exactly what is on the system, right? So what is available physically will be what is now on Zoom. So that is how to do your stock counts in a nutshell. All right, see you on my next video. Bye.